Hey, look, listen. Spoilers ahead. Evil beware. Now on to the show.
Green Lemons, okay.
They're both really good shows, but
Enough is enough.
I don't know if they belong in my favorites.
Enough is enough.
I'm gonna fix that.
He's got Toradora at number 1.
Ew.
Look, no one looks at what spot they're in. Okay?
He doesn't know.
How do I unfavorite something?
He doesn't know.
Where do I...
Here you go. The darkness continues to stab his hands into the ground, capturing our heroes. Fools! I will use the darkness and absorb the power and win the BakaTaka P1 Grand Prix! Can I help you? Well, no. Why? Please, just scoot to the side or something. I have work to do. Oh, yeah, sure. I can do that. Yeah. Over here? Yes. Thank you. Now, where was I? I think it was at the cackling part. Thank you, strange little boy. Thank you. George hands him some water. Thank you. These cackles do a number on my throat. Yeah, I bet. If you want, I could... Oh, wrong line. If you want, I could do the laughing. No. That's all right. Just no. You know, I'm not really feeling it this time. Can we pick this up like let's say 2 weeks? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, wait. We'll just wait here till then. All right, sounds good. I'll see you later. Bye. The darkness leaves. Then Eric says, "So, are we really gonna wait here for 2 weeks? And be stuck with this guy? Okay, I have cards. Or we could, collect sticks or something. Which do you prefer?" Welcome to BakaTaka, everybody.
What the hell?
What are you doing, man?
How did this darkness capture me before?
While we're captured right now? Don't you remember he stuck his hands in the ground and captured all of us?
Yeah, but he had me captured before. I remember George had to save
No,
me?
George had you captured. He captured George.
Yeah.
And as George, he grabbed you.
So how did the shadow take over George that captured me?
Only one way
He's
to
a
find
bumbling
out.
idiot.
Only one way to find out.
I'm so mad.
I don't understand what's
I'm
happening
so
at all.
angry.
This
Is
is...
these getting longer, too?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's just because I added more characters into it. Anyway, welcome to BakaTaka, everybody. As usual, sitting on the left, we have...
George.
In the middle,
Derek.
I'm Chase, and I'm on the right.
Is this episode 10?
This is episode number double digit.
You're finding in double digits.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Number
I think
10.
so.
Wow.
It is number 10.
Why do you always say left, right, and center when you introduce,
Because I think
us?
he's looking
'Cause,
from that direction.
I mean, no, I
Yeah,
I
that's
guess...
where the audience are standing. You're on the
the
left.
audience is standing?
Oh, sorry, they're sitting with us.
We need to get the applause.
Yeah.
thing and everything.
They're
Filmed
sitting
in front of a live
they've
studio
got,
audience.
They've got a comfy chair.
Yeah.
We're on the second floor of a house.
Let's see. There was two
But it's a
two
podcast.
things I was going to bring up.
Doesn't change anything.
There's two things I was going to bring up for the news. One of them was Death Stranding, but since you haven't watched it, we're going to skip that.
Man. No, I mean, if you want to talk about it, I'm going to watch it, and I don't mind hearing about it. Like
Well,
what you think.
I mean, did you watch the
more-
last trailer?
I
Yeah.
watched it before. Yeah,
It's
the
not
one with
really
the old
new
guy going into the
information.
sewer
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah. It's not really new information because it kind of you're still confused looking at it,
Yeah.
because though you kind of get.
but
what's
they
going
announced when
on.
it's coming out though.
Yeah.
Yes, November 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, they show gameplay, not like pre-rendered stuff.
A bunch
like,
of story stuff.
Actual
like every-
gameplay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So-
I'm
Yeah.
excited. Honestly, it looks really good, and it's
I'm surprised.
again. So I haven't played any games made by this guy, but he's the guy who
Kojima.
made
Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid.
Nier.
Metal Gear
No, that's
Solid.
Yoko Taro.
Yeah.
Metal Gear
Oh,
Solid is
okay.
yeah.
Kojima.
Okay, so he made.
He made
Okay,
these
Snake
and
and-
Zone of the Enders and
Oh yeah.
I think
Um,
something else.
But I mean, the big thing he's known for is Metal Gear.
Yeah, definitely
Okay.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear, and I've heard great things about those, but I never
Yeah.
played one.
They're, if you like confusing, it's this thing to do really confusing storylines.
Okay,
But we'll probably get more of that. In
I've
this.
always heard the games are super realistic about the
Yeah.
kind of underlying principles of the game. Like
Yeah.
Snake, if you feed him stuff that he likes
Yeah.
too often, he'll get tired of that food, and then it'll actually heal him less.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That's how it was in Snake Eater.
A bunch of weird goofy stuff.
Like
guards-
there's some crazy things that they don't even explain in the game, but it's just things you notice if you play it enough. And you're
Yeah,
like,
I
why
mean,
is this not healing me as much? And
the
it's
guards
just,
have adaptive AI.
Yes.
Like they'll get smarter the more you do stuff.
yeah.
So like on the harder difficulties, you can like get high alert and stuff like that. You can hide under a crate, they might not find you. You do it again and hide under the same crate, they'll start getting smarter. They're like, okay, he has to be around here. They'll literally take their gun and point it under there and just fire.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like they've got. I wouldn't say like it's super smart adaptive AI. It's just
Yeah.
how they program to like they get gradually smarter the more you do dumb stuff.
And
Because
the
you can't
game-
abuse them.
And the game also does stuff like the one boss in is it the second or third one? It was on PlayStation 2, I'm pretty
Metal
sure.
Gear Solid
Where it
was
basically
2,
reads your
I
controller
believe.
inputs
Oh, yeah, it's,
because
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah,
And the game reads your inputs from your controller,
Yeah.
and it's like he's reading your thoughts. And to
Yeah.
beat it, you just plug your controller into slot 2.
Yeah.
That's so
It's 'cause
cool.
he has like a hint in his lines that you need to do something like that. There's also the one part in the game where you have to call Meryl, but you don't have her codec number. But the only way to get it is to look on the back of the game box, and it's a picture of Snake talking to Meryl, and it's like, there's her codec number.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Just
if you
imagine
don't
buying
have
a
a-
secondhand from
Yeah.
GameStop and
Yeah.
you got their
And not-
fake.
I like
That-
in Metal Gear Solid 4 when you get to like I think you get back to what's the first place called? The anyway, you go back to the place at the beginning in the first game.
Shadow Moses?
Shadow Moses. And Otacon's just like, Snake, where you need to put in the second disc. And he's like, what? He's like, oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
We're on the PlayStation 3 now.
Yeah.
Man, how times have changed.
They break the fourth wall a lot.
Yeah.
And Kojima's really into like his fan base too. Like Otacon was named after Otakon.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
didn't
I
see it.
also remember hearing about was it Snake Eater?
Yeah.
Which one is Snake Eater?
3.
That's
Snake
3.
Eater's
Okay.
3, yeah.
So in 3, like not the final boss. The final boss is Boss, isn't it? Isn't that the name of the
No,
final
because you
person?
play as
Or
Big
is-
Boss.
Yeah,
You
you
play
do.
as Big Boss?
Yeah.
Well, there's a point where you fight this guy, the end,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah. The
But-
the dreamy nightmare dude.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's
I
like
thought
a-
he's just like an old guy in like
Yeah,
a wheelchair.
Oh no,
and-
the sniper.
yeah,
Yeah, he literally falls asleep.
he literally falls.
Yeah, that's one way to beat him is just wait him out.
Oh, and he just falls asleep.
And he'll fall asleep.
So there's another way to beat him. Earlier in the game, there's a cutscene
Mhm.
where he is in the cutscene, and after it ends, he's kind of just lingers there for a little bit,
Yeah.
and you can just shoot him there
hmm
and kill him, and
Yeah.
then you
When
don't
he
have the
gets to
boss
the
fight
end.
later, but he gets replaced essentially with this team of really
Yeah,
hard
yeah, yeah.
soldiers. So it actually makes the game harder for
Yeah.
you. But yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
that's just
Mhm.
a game allowing you to do that is just really
The game
cool.
is really self-aware too, because like when you first meet Ocelot,
Okay.
you can put him to sleep and kill him. But when you do that, you'll get a game over. It was like, you've broken the timeline, Snake. You can't do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have to play those games
They're
someday.
really, really good.
Yeah.
There's I know on Twitch there used to be some dudes that used to do Metal Gear Solid like marathon streams. Like one dude was like trying to play through all of them with no sleep
Oh wow.
and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think they do it as like a charity stream now, but sometimes they do it. If not, just pick up the games. They're probably all on PlayStation Store and stuff like that.
Probably. That's
I-
really cool.
I haven't made it too far into the second one
Mm-hmm.
because I think I told you guys this. I started at 4, which is the worst
Yeah.
place to
Oh,
start.
yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah.
But it was still really fun, and I really enjoyed
I
it.
mean, they're good games by themselves, but there is a lot of terminology in
Yeah.
the game
Okay.
that it's only in that
4
universe, and
is
they
like,
just throw it at
hey,
you.
yeah, remember like all your favorite friends? They're all
Yeah.
back in 4.
Like you don't know why Raiden's a robot, why Vamp is back, why they're yelling nano machines, what the geckos are, why Snake is old, what's Meryl's doing. You're just
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So, are there any other games that are really similar to Metal Gear? Because
gameplay wise or like just story
just
wise?
I guess gameplay wise, because I've always got the impression that Deus Ex is kind of the closest thing, but I've never played Deus Ex or Metal Gear, so I could be completely wrong.
Deus Ex is a stealth game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
and so
Deus
is
Ex,
Splinter Cell.
I wouldn't say is
Okay.
strictly
Yeah.
stealth game because
Yes,
Deus Ex
Deus
took
Ex you
itself
can
as
go guns
you
blazing.
can do a mission, but you can do it like 6 different ways.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
would-
Deus Ex took itself
okay.
as.
I would say the closest thing is like Splinter Cell, I guess, but that's not. It doesn't. It's not
Was that
nearly.
stealth
Not
tactics?
nearly
But
as
Splinter Cell is
in-depth.
more of just like you're completely unknown kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Like,
Metal
whereas
Gear is
Metal
basically
Gear-
the only thing like Metal Gear is
So,
Metal
I mean,
Gear.
did you guys ever play a game called Alpha Protocol?
I almost did.
No,
So,
I have not.
Basically, you're just this dude that goes in, you're taking down terrorist organizations, but there's an RPG element to it where you can get like kind of like Deus Ex, where you get buffs and you get different weapons and upgrade
Interesting.
them. So I guess it's kind of in a sense like that. There's a lot of firefights and bosses, a lot of sneaking around.
Okay, what system was that on, or is it?
I played it.
PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
Yeah, but I think I played it on PC. So,
Okay.
I
I'll have to
mean,
look
I
into
mean
that.
that's I wouldn't say the closest thing, but kind of similar. Because it's weird because Metal Gear Solid has all the like boss fights and stuff along with the stealth
Mhm.
tactics. So it's just kind of
Yeah. I really enjoy the games. 5 is a little.
5 is very different.
5 is very weird.
Because it's like they wanted Kojima to make it, but they're like, we're kicking you off.
Yeah.
And Kojima's like, I'm all right. And then he goes off to make whatever.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Well, didn't he try to do something before Death Stranding?
He
Wasn't
did.
there
He
that
tried to do
horror game?
PT Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Norman.
So that demo came out.
Yeah.
Wow. How many years ago?
Wasn't it 2015?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he puts it was when the PS4 was like in its infancy.
Yeah, it was early.
The demo came out for that Silent Hill game. It was one of the scariest demos I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It was frightening.
I've seen it multiple times and it still creeps me out.
That-
It wasn't even a demo. It's a trailer.
It was a demo. It was a
It-
playable.
it's a playable trailer. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
it-
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially a demo.
But like,
Yeah.
I imagine that scene wouldn't even be in the game,
Yeah.
or that level.
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
even
I'm
be in
sure.
the game.
that
it was good.
That was scary.
And then the game just totally just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, it got canceled.
yeah, but why? What happened there?
I mean, I didn't really
Because
look into
everyone was so on board for
I mean,
it.
it
After
looked
the
really
After
cool.
PT.
but just I didn't really care too much about it because I'm not a really big
I
Silent
mean,
Hill
yeah,
fan.
I would have been interested in watching a Let's Play or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have bought it myself,
But, I mean,
but it looked really good from that.
it might have been why I fell through is because Silent Hill is a dying IP.
That's true. I think Silent Hill, I don't know, considering how much they've rebooted other things, I mean, just look at Hollywood in general.
Yeah.
Or, for example, even Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally just a complete remake of the first one with
Yep.
some updates. They
Yeah.
could, I think Silent Hill, from what I know about the series, they could pull something like that, and it would
Mhm.
probably do very well if they
I mean, they
marketed it
definitely could.
correctly.
If with all the new tech, like the first Silent Hill was made with the tech they had.
Yeah.
They made it scary in the sense that the entire area wouldn't load properly,
Mhm.
so they had to put fog up, and that's what made the game scary. Is because
Yeah.
things didn't load properly.
Yeah. Which is really cool. That's a good workaround right there.
Yeah.
Silent Hill also had what's it called?
Pyramid Head.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah, that's true. And so, from what I
Scariest
remember,
monsters ever.
from what I remember, it pushed the PlayStation to like its limits, like when they made that
okay.
game. And so-
Yeah.
and because stuff like that wasn't really other than like a platformer where you could see like to the barrier wall
Mhm.
and that's about it. And
Yeah.
so they didn't
Yeah.
really have like like mobile camera kind of games and stuff like that as much as
Yeah.
Yeah.
after a while when
I
start
mean,
picking
they
up.
also put a lot of limitations in there too to give it a horror feel.
yeah
Because
Mhm.
they,
so they used it because they're like, oh, Fong's scary. Let's
Yeah.
put that
Like,
around it.
it's like the Fatal Frame games. A lot of the
Oh,
scariness of
man.
that too is the really bad tank controls.
yeah because it's
See,
just like
that's one of the things that I think is really cool about Resident Evil 2, the remake,
hmm
because the original it's tank controls. You had
Yeah.
to stop to shoot.
Yeah.
All those different things, and they were things that made the game scary,
Yeah.
but they were there because that's how it had to be. It was just limitations of the system and
Yeah.
software at the time.
Yeah.
But they remade the game
Yeah.
into a modern, I guess it would be third person shooter.
Yeah.
It's a third person action.
Because it's,
But
it's
they-
Gears of War style now, right?
I guess.
Where you can just keep walking and shoot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, you don't
can-
have to stop to aim
Yeah.
and stuff. But it did really well. It did a really good job. But it's crazy because so much of the scare the scary elements of the first one were based on camera angles and
Yeah.
tank controls, like what you could and couldn't see, and then
Yeah.
things popping out and using that.
Yeah.
But the new one didn't have a fixed camera angle. It was,
Yeah.
but they still kept that same level of fear through the whole thing and had
Yeah.
those same jump scares, and it all worked really well.
Mhm.
That took a lot of detail
Yeah.
and planning by that development team to make that work, and they pulled it off very well. And I think Silent Hill would be a great IP to
Mhm.
do that with.
Because, I mean, Silent Hill 3 was scary AF.
I believe it.
Is that the one with the girl? He plays the girl.
There's your play is the
Yeah.
girl that looks like Ashley from Resident Evil 4.
I heard.
But
I heard
it's
people
like there's-
don't like that one.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
the best, but like it was scary. Like
Mhm.
there was the freaky nurses.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
like the sock monkeys. There
Yeah.
was the creepy dogs. Like that was a weird game.
It's
All
Resident
the
Evil
Silent
had
Hill
the-
games are really
Yeah, well, I mean,
weird.
they could reboot those and make them incredibly scary and
Mhm.
incredibly good.
Yeah.
Silent Hill's been like downhill for like
Yeah,
ever since 3, from what I heard,
yeah.
How many Silent Hill games are there? 4 or
including the
5?
spin-offs.
Mainline.
Mainline, I think there's 3.
Yeah, I think
Only
they
3?
only went up to
Okay.
3, and they made a couple spin-offs, and
Yeah.
they made the movie, and that was it.
I haven't seen the movie.
Resident
I don't know if I
Evil's
wanna
more,
see the movie.
Resident Evil's more fun.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Metal Gear kind of thing to it as like
Yeah.
a horror game.
Well, like Silent
Exactly.
Hill's a little bit scary in the sense is you can't really defend yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Silent Hill, you can pick up like all those guns and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it's like in Silent Hill 3, it's just stupid hard to defend yourself.
Oh, in 3. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I was thinking.
I mean, the first one you're literally running around like an axe. When you
yeah,
start.
yeah.
So-
I was like, wait.
yeah, I mean, like Silent Hill 3, you can't defend yourself. So the game just gets ridiculously hard.
That's rough.
And there's like the higher difficulty you go, like the harder the puzzles get.
Mhm.
Like there's one puzzle in there. It's an internet meme at this point, but you literally need to know like classical Shakespeare to solve the puzzle.
Oh dear lord!
I heard about that
Yeah,
too.
I
it's
did
stupid.
not do that.
Yeah,
I didn't play much Weeb games on PlayStation 1 when it
the Weeb games on
Yeah.
PlayStation 1. I ended up
I
playing.
wouldn't- are you saying that you would classify Silent Hill as a weeb game?
yeah, it is a Weeb
It's a,
game.
I mean, I know it's Japanese, but I don't know if
So-
I'd call it a weeb.
so it's not a
game,
Weeb
though.
game,
It's
but I mean it is Japanese made.
Yeah.
It is- so you can like, are you talking about it because it's popular? Because Final Fantasy
not-
7 was popular.
I mean, not just because, well, yeah, but
yeah,
see,
and that's a
So I mean,
I
you
don't
break
know.
it down in different classifications. It's a Western looking game,
yeah,
but it's from a Japanese studio. But then you got like Final Fantasy 7, that's obviously a JRPG. That is the definition of JRPG, right?
yeah.
Turn-based battle.
Oh
It's,
yeah.
like,
I
immediately
consider,
associated with Japanese.
I consider Metal Gear and Resident Evil and Silent Hill all Weeb games.
I
Fight.
completely disagree with that.
I have to agree with that too. I don't think they're Weeb games.
Yeah.
I will agree they're Japanese games.
Yeah.
Same thing can be
Oh,
said with Dark
because
Souls.
They
It's a Japanese made game, but it's not a Weeb game.
Wait, Dark Souls is actually made?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that,
Yeah.
actually. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Is Dark Souls a weeb game, Chase?
And you seen those mods?
Is Skyrim a Weeb game?
You
Have you seen those mods? I mean,
Is Minecraft a weeb game?
Have
you seen those mods? Oh man.
I mean, I guess the only real Weeb game I played on PlayStation was Episode 1 Racers from Star Wars. You remember that?
What?
Yeah.
Where are we
Episode 1
going?
Racers.
Is this a Weeb
Anyway,
game?
I
I
like
mean,
the bridge babies in Death Stranding.
I need to watch the new trailer because that game. I don't even have a PS4 yet, and I'm very interested in that game.
You get old, you go into the bridge baby, and you're like, I'm a baby. And then you get
It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of creepy.
It's super creepy.
Did the new trailer give us any more hints at how the game works? Because from what we understood from everything else, it looks like basically you're a mailman, and things try to kill you, and if you die, part of the things you carry is basically a clone of yourself as a baby.
If you die by the PTs, which is not actually dying, it's if you age really fast. So if you age really fast, then the baby ages, and then boom. And I don't know if any of that's confirmed, but that's what it looks like, and that's what makes sense.
So that didn't get explained more in the new trailer?
No, there's a lot of bridge babies in it. That's what they call them.
The cast that they got for this game is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like Del Toro is just a character.
Guillermo
del Toro is just a character.
The fact that Troy Baker is like one of the last ones that they said.
Yeah.
And the most one of the most popular video games.
Like a director though. Does he act too? I didn't think he did. I'm not familiar.
Del Toro
with
does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, the most things he's known for is bringing over...
Because he made Pacific Rim.
He did Pacific Rim. He wanted to bring over live-action Monster.
I'm not...
So, you know the manga, The Monster? The one about the two twins in Germany.
Oh,
one's like a
okay. I know of it. I'm not familiar with it, though.
He got with the manga author, and he wanted to bring it over as an HBO series. But I think that fell through.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
Didn't he also do Shape of Water? I think that was him. That was a good movie. I believe that was Guillermo del Toro.
Talking about.
Anyway, not Weeb, but...
Yeah. I mean, he's done a lot of Weeb stuff. Like Pacific Rim. Weeb-inspired stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, he's an actor in it. Troy Baker is like the last one they announced.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously starts with Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
They've been all over... If you look at Kojima's Twitter, it's just like him and Norman just doing a bunch of stupid stuff all the time.
It's good.
So,
I love it.
Oh, Goblin Slayer Season 2, Goblin's Crown was announced.
They announced Season 2 at the end of Season 1?
But that's what
it's
called.
That's
what it's called.
I mean, they did the whole Marvel thing. It's like Goblin Slayer will return.
True.
Did you guys see the trailer or no?
No.
Okay, so it shows the gang in like the snow and stuff like that. They're all like walking forward, and they're like, "Goblin Slayer is returning."
Oh, so I mean, it's nothing. I mean, it's
more like a teaser than a trailer.
Yeah.
So I mean, the story doesn't really change. It's literally still just Goblin Slayer doing goblin slaying things,
and that's all I want.
It's him just wanting to beat up goblins, but getting dragged into some other adventure, killing some bigger
boss.
This
is important. This is BakaTaka Anime of 2018 number 2. It's got second place. This is Goblin Slayer. We should just disregard that episode because that was dumb. No, it's in the canon.
It's not canon.
No, it's been Disney revoked. It is not canon anymore.
Yeah. We gave the Star Wars, Revan's not Kyle Katarn, they're not canon anymore.
Episode 8 did not happen. We're showing 7, 9.
Yeah.
Princess Leia is not.
Well, I mean, Goblin Slayer, it'll still be good.
I mean,
I like Goblin Slayer.
It doesn't dip in quality, I know, in the manga. So it's just, if you like the first season, you'll probably like the second season.
Like the first season. So I'm looking forward to more.
Simple.
I just want it.
We'll move over to what
did the trailer tell us when it was supposed to come out?
Fall.
This fall.
I believe so. No, 2020 actually.
Oh,
sorry.
nice.
Yeah.
I was like, that's soon.
Really fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, next year, fall. Yeah, I'm good with that. That sounds good.
We'll move over to what we've been watching / playing. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I can go first, like I usually do.
I mean, did you play The Way again? Because we're not talking
about
that.
We're not talking about The Way. We will
10 minutes.
This will be the last time we ever mention that game on this show.
Good.
Unless we mention it again.
Do you know?
You shut your mouth.
Oh.
The Way was
You just
bad.
mentioned it again.
But now that we're talking about it.
What have you watched and played?
Okay. Well,
sounds like
or any related thing.
Let's see. I think the only thing that I've actually watched is Psyche K. So I watched all of Psyche K. I finished the first season. I finished the first season of Psyche K.
Uh-huh.
There's still 2 more seasons.
Caught up on the dub.
I'm not sure when I'll get in there, but it's really good. It's same opinion I had last time. Great, sit down, just relax.
Yeah.
Watch it be funny.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one. that's the season that ended with they're all like, "We're all your friends, Psyche."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they all like come into the room and they're like, "Hey, hey!"
Yep. Yeah. So it's good. You got Netflix, you got free time, want to watch something funny, watch it. Highly recommend.
Yep.
Caught up on JoJo's.
Oh,
Gotta love JoJo's.
Did you see the 7-page Muda?
Dude?
Oh,
It went. So before I watched that episode, I watched it last night, or actually this morning. I watched it this morning.
What time?
It's all just fading together.
Yeah.
I watched it this morning. The latest 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And I had seen something already that was just saying, headline, JoJo's has the longest Muda Muda yet. And I was like, I can't wait.
It's the 7-page Muda from the manga.
It went on for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
So literally from the manga is 7 pages of him just yelling Muda and, yelling and just beating this dude up.
It was so
The coolest
good.
thing about that was so in the manga you couldn't tell when he was punching him. You didn't know if he died in the middle of it or not. But when they animate it, he lives through the whole thing. So you're like, this is even better.
It's really good.
Because I mean, even before that, the dude just got shot through the head.
Yeah.
And then he got punched.
A lot.
Yeah.
JoJo's never ceases to amaze me. I will always love JoJo's.
Oh yeah.
It's just, even if it actually somehow went horrible, I don't know if I could not
I know
like
what
it
it
at
could
this
do
point.
for me not to like it. I'm not gonna say that.
That's very
Okay.
ominous.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Leave it at that.
Okay.
What's he talking about? No way to know.
Other than that, I haven't watched any Shield Hero recently.
No,
I'm a little bit behind on that.
beloved Shield Hero.
It's still really good.
Where's my
as far as I know.
Oh, waifu for waifu. Oh.
What are you talking about?
Chase actually broke.
What is it? What? Are
Like,
you okay?
I just like Shield Hero.
Do we need to call a doctor?
Do we need to reconsider this podcast?
I just like Shield Hero. That's all I'm talking about.
Man, okay, all right.
Okay, calm down.
So yeah, Shield Hero's good. It's probably still good, I assume, considering I haven't seen the latest episodes. And the last thing that I've kind of been watching is Fruits Basket, which I'm pretty sure I'm actually just gonna drop. It's just really slow and
That's understandable.
boring.
I mean, it's designed for girls,
Yeah.
and it's more of just a fan service for all the people that watched it before,
Okay.
kind of thing.
Good.
So
Then
you're
when I
not
drop it,
missing out.
I won't have to feel like I'm doing a disservice to a
Yeah.
good show.
I
It wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
It was just
It's
I don't
just-
know. It's just
It's
meh.
one of those like classics that people suggest. But like I
Okay.
said, it's one of the classics of that genre.
Okay.
So
It's just I was watching the 6th or 7th episode this morning, and I watched probably like 10 minutes, and I just started asking myself, I'm like, why isn't it over yet?
Sometimes you gotta
It's
ask
just
that question.
it's tedious
I
to
mean-
watch, and I don't want to do it anymore, so I'm dropping it.
I
I've
dropped
done
the
that a
show
lot.
last week.
So I mean, if I didn't do that, I'd be well over 1,000.
Wait, Chase, how'd you drop a show last week if you already dropped this season?
I'll never tell.
This is why we can't get into it. Is that all you've done, George?
That's
boy.
it. I haven't played anything.
I
I
feel you.
picked up a bit of Smash.
Have you done a lot?
recently? But
I've done
that's
some
it.
stuff. I've done some stuff that I'm excited about.
Well, just bring it up. I'm done. I got nothing else.
I mean, the last thing I started up One Piece.
Hey.
Okay.
It's a terrible mistake.
The
Yeah.
hidden
But
tag.
Who told you that?
I finally got through the first major arc, the East Blue arc. It was like the first 62 episodes.
Oh wow.
It ended with like a 9-episode. I hate fillers so much, but there was like a 9-episode filler that I got through. I watched the first 2 movies. They're just filler, and so I could pad the list. I mean, the show's still good. A lot of dumb humor, dumb fun, very shonen-y.
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I don't have anything incredibly good to say about it either. It's very consistent.
Okay, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
considering how long the show's run, if it stays consistent,
Yeah,
that's very
Yeah.
impressive.
So far, it's been consistent. Like all the characters seem like they're the same power level. Everybody's fighting at the same power level.
The guy writing it has like so much passion for One Piece. Like
Yeah.
even to this day, like 2 decades
I mean,
later,
it was
he's
like an
still
episode-
just like One Piece.
It was like episode like 840 or something, and somebody asked him like, "Is the story ever ending?" He was like, "We're about halfway through."
Wow.
Yeah, so he said, "Yeah, I still got tons of material I want to do." The dude's been writing for 20 years, and
Yeah.
he says he's only about halfway.
He's
through.
on fire. He knows he's just like, man, let me create a world real
Yeah.
quick.
That's impressive.
So I mean, the world so far is pretty cool. I mean, there's some dumb stuff that.
Oh, there's always them.
So I mean, Luffy sometimes gets cringy and annoying because he has this like super carefree attitude where he just doesn't care, and he's just like he'll just give you a blank stare, and you're just like, okay, he's obviously going to do something off the wall. Just have to wait to see what it is. Like he punched a whale in the eye because he didn't like it.
because it looked at him funny.
Yeah.
Wait, does he have like anger management issues or something?
Probably.
No, I mean at the end of the little arc there, he challenged the whale to a duel and made it his rival and said he's going to come back and fight him. I don't know.
You know,
Don't worry
normal
about it.
shonen stuff.
Don't worry about it. But
The next 400 episodes.
that's the one thing I'm worried about is like they make all these standard shonen stuff. Like they make all the promises and stuff. Like I'll come back or do whatever. Like, but are we really going to see the characters ever again? Because I'll never forget the Ash's Butterfree and Pidgeotto. I was like, are you ever really going to come back for a Mash? Do you really care?
They showed the Butterfree in one movie, didn't they?
I don't remember.
I think it was a movie.
I
They showed the
couldn't tell you.
Butterfree doing some Butterfree stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
How do you know? They all look the same.
He had the bow tie.
I can't.
The bow tie, the scarf,
The scarf.
the scarf. Yeah.
But I mean, I can't remember all. The only stuff I remember from the Pokemon movies are like Charizard about to get his face blown off by an Entei, the Deoxys Rayquaza duel. But
That
that's
was
a whole
good.
different
Anyway,
tangent I can
yeah.
go on because
Gotta
I love
catch
Pokemon. Anyways, One Piece, it's consistent so far. I don't have any qualms with it. I'll keep watching it.
Okay.
Word.
The other thing I've been super excited about is obviously I play Azure Lane nonstop.
Yeah, we know.
One of the shifts I've been waiting for since I started playing finally came out. The Bismarck.
Oh,
So
that's the one he's going.
I used to watch all the old like documentaries and stuff like that, the
Yeah.
old movies like The Hunt for Bismarck and stuff like that. I've been waiting for this ship.
You mean Red October?
It's a
The Hunt for
submarine.
Red October?
That's a submarine.
I've never heard of Hunt for Bismarck.
The Hunt for Bismarck?
I've never heard of this. Is that like a
let
famous
him-
thing?
let him
Yeah,
tell
The
me.
Hunt for Bismarck. Okay, so historically, basically what Germany would do, they built their navy, right?
Yeah.
But they knew they couldn't contend with the Royal Navy, the
Okay.
English Navy.
Yeah.
So they sent their ships out to the Atlantic to
Okay.
do convoy raiding. So what happened was the English were like, we know they're sending the Bismarck out.
Yes.
To,
So the Bismarck was a German
yeah,
ship.
The Bismarck is a 50,000 ton war machine.
The big cheese.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it was going to send out to go convoy raiding. Well, the English caught news of this and they're like, we're going to go after it.
Also, just to be clear, this is World War II.
World
era?
War II.
Okay.
World War II. So they sent the not flagship, but the main queen ship, the HMS Hood,
Yes.
to go after the Bismarck.
I've heard a little bit
Along
about
with-
this one, mostly
along-
through you because the
Yeah.
hood came out
I mean,
earlier.
I love this part of World War II Navy.
Okay.
So basically, the Bismarck and Prinz Eugen are going out to go convoy raiding.
Okay.
English catch the news. They send out the Prince of Wales. They send out some other stuff, Hood, but they go out there.
Okay.
Basically, they find them finally. Hood opens fire, but she opens fire on the Prinz Eugen, mistaking for the Bismarck. Bismarck comes out of the fog, shoots Hood, splits her in half, sinks.
Ooh.
That's where the Hunt for Bismarck comes in. Literally every the Royal Navy ship in the area goes out there and finds this dumb ship. So the Ark Royal goes out, the Victorious, the Repulse, the Norfolk, Suffolk, the tons of other stuff. The Dorsetshire, the Sheffield, every ship in that area went out there to murder the Bismarck. When they found the Bismarck and sank her, the damage that the Royal Navy received was from firing their shells so much they damaged their own ships.
That's amazing.
The Rodney fired her guns so many times that she damaged her own ships. They were so mad that they almost bombed their own ships, like friendly fire.
Wow.
And when they finally sank it, the Dorsetshire shot like 60 torpedoes at the thing. Like they made sure they annihilated the Bismarck.
Holy crap.
But I've been waiting for this ship for so long because I love this part.
That's
the naval history.
amazing.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, The Hunt for Bismarck.
Yeah.
Is that a movie?
No, it's an old documentary.
Or is it
stuff.
just
I mean,
okay?
that's what it was called. Like after they sank the Hood, it was like it's the Hunt for Bismarck. We're finding the ship because the Hood was the flagship for the Royal Navy.
Would you happen to know if there is a movie, like a dramatic movie? Like, have you seen Dunkirk? Have you seen the
Yeah,
movie
I've seen
Dunkirk?
Dunkirk. There's no dramatic movie.
I would love to see a movie
Mhm.
I'd watch
about
it.
that part of history, just sinking
So-
Hood, going out to hunt for the Bismarck. I just want it called Bismarck, and I want it done so that it's like the style of Dunkirk. Because I think that was very well done.
So if you
Same
wanna-
time period, just get Christopher Nolan on that. I'm sure the movie would be amazing.
I mean, it would be
would watch
perfect.
that.
It would be perfect.
That would be amazing.
The closest thing we have to that now is the band Sabaton, the one who does the Switch
Yes.
and Note band that
Yeah,
has all
yeah.
the history. At the same time Bismarck was getting released, they just happened to release a Bismarck song. And they do their own music video to it, and they recreated the battles for it.
That's cool.
So, like, you see the Bismarck, you see the hood going down, you see the Sheffield opening fire, the Norfolk and Suffolk going in. You see the swordfish biplanes from the Ark Royal shooting his torpedoes.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. But I'm excited. The ship finally came out. It's like the main thing. I wanted a whale for it. I got her in like the first 30 rolls I had.
Nice.
I'm excited. That's what I've been doing.
Cool.
So have you already? I'm not familiar enough with Azurlane. Have you already leveled up this ship?
Almost.
Almost there.
Level 108, 110, max limit broken her, max enhanced her, oathed her, got a skin for her.
Gosh darn.
I'm going the whole 9 yards.
And when did you get this ship? Say
Like a week
I
ago?
got it like a
Week and a half?
Yesterday?
about an hour ago.
It's like a week and a half ago.
Man.
But like I said, I've been waiting for this. Like I knew about some like the Enterprise, the Yorktown, all
Yeah.
the Pacific fleets because U.S. history.
Yeah.
But the Hunt for Bismarck was just cool because like it's like Germany's only major ship, and it took down the main Royal Navy ship.
Right.
Like nobody expected that. And they're like, how is this beast? Like they knew it was a huge machine,
Yeah.
but they didn't expect it to just easily snap the hood in half.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like walk right through it.
Yeah. So I mean, the hood
Wow.
came in, they missed completely, and the Bismarck just shot it, snapped her right in half.
So when the hood fired on the Prinz Eugen,
Yeah.
thinking it was the Bismarck, did they at least take the Prinz Eugen out?
No.
Oh, come on, Hood.
Because Prinz Eugen had to leave because basically they caught the Bismarck, landed the torpedo bombs on it. It was like, well, Bismarck can't move. Then the entire Royal Navy came in, and then Bismarck was like, Prinz Eugen needs to get out and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot of correlations with history in this game.
Yeah.
Like there's a U-boat in there. Basically, there's this little scene in the event where the U-boat hands the Bismarck a little piece of paper saying like, "I'll pledge my loyalty and do whatever for Bismarck and whatever." In history, the actual captain of that U-boat did the same thing for the captain of Bismarck. Handed him a note saying, "Thank you for being here. I'll pledge my loyalty and do whatever." Because bands always played for ship launches, but the U-boat didn't have a band. And the Bismarck was being made right beside that U-boat. And the Bismarck was like, well, I'll have my band play for you. So
That's
they did
cool.
that in the game and hands him a little note and said, I'll do whatever to pledge and protect you.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
They're
Yeah.
banding together.
Yeah.
That was a good little aside history lesson. I like
Yeah.
that.
There's
That's
a lot of
interesting.
history lessons I learned from it. Like I kind of know all this stuff.
Yeah.
But when it gets like put in like weave stuff,
Mhm.
it clicks in my head. I'm
Yeah.
like, I understand this better.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. And
I
it makes
get
me
it.
want to go back and like look it up to see what exactly is
Yeah.
accurate.
Man, I never got around to watching like a lot of those old like World War II movies and stuff like that. Like a lot of those were.
I love war movies.
I'm a
Yeah.
much bigger fan of war movies than I used to be. I used to not care for
Yeah.
them at all,
Mhm.
but now
I really
enjoy
want to
much
just
more.
come on like an expedition. And
Yeah,
watch
I mean,
them
when
all.
I'll say when I was younger, I could care less about documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
just
yeah.
didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, now that I'm older and I can kind of like understand like war tactics and understand like what they possibly could
Just
have been
thinking
thinking.
Lelouch back there, just
Yeah.
being like, fire the
Well,
cannons.
yeah, like-
as an aside from anime,
Yeah.
weave stuff related, I think history is one of those things where I think we don't do a very good job of teaching it.
Yeah,
Because if you ask pretty much anyone,
yeah,
they'll be like, "Oh yeah, history. That's super boring." And I think that's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
I never really got into it, and a lot of other people never really got into it.
yeah.
But if you look into some of that stuff,
Mhm.
there's some crazy stuff that's
It's-
happened in history.
It's the way it needs to be told.
like
So, I mean,
Is more of
no,
it.
like I'm not even saying that. Like
I mean,
there's some insane
I'll
stuff
have
that
to-
has
I'll
happened.
have to agree with Chase though because you have to condense a
Because
ton of history.
If you're just like, and then like if you're given like every specific detail out, like and like,
oh,
and
I mean,
then things lose impact at that
Mhm.
point.
No,
It's
I
like, you
agree.
have
So-
you have to tell things.
So I mean, like if you're in high school, right?
yeah.
If you wanted to go over every single detail of like World War II,
hmm
it's probably like a semester class.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, easily.
But
Probably
if
longer, to
the
be honest.
teacher got up there and told it like a story, You
Like,
know, like
yeah.
it would be so much. You would
Yeah.
you would remember so much more of that.
Yeah.
because there's some really amazing stuff. Like I've heard stories, and none that I could actually like repeat here because it's been a long time. But I've heard things that are true historical facts. Like these events actually happen, and they're just so extravagant
Yeah.
that you would think, unless there was actual like.
Mm-hmm.
If there were not things to back up that this actually happened in history,
Yeah.
you think, yeah, someone wrote this. This was made up for a movie. This is some insane. There's no way that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's some crazy stuff that happens that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
But we don't really get into that at
Mhm.
all unless
like-
you really dig deep.
I know, like in my history class, because went to private school,
Okay.
so it was they only taught specific things, right?
Yeah.
So when we were studying like ancient history, it was only the area of like the Israelites and the Roman Empire. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's all
Because
we got
that's
for
where
ancient
all of
history.
history happened.
Correct.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, it took me only like
No
a
problem.
few years ago, like after I graduated, I was like, wait, but there was like the ancient state of China.
Mhm.
It's like, what about them? So that's when I looked it up. I was like, so the Roman Empire had like an embassy literally in China. So like, why was this like never taught to me?
That's another thing that I think interests me a lot, but was never really brought up when I was learning about history. When you learn about all this stuff, like ancient history,
Yeah,
it's never really delivered in terms of what else was going on.
yeah,
Like if you're learning about Roman stuff, you're learning about the Romans,
Yeah.
or you're learning about Egypt stuff and
yeah.
things going on in
I
Egypt.
mean,
It never really clicks that some of these things are going on at the same time.
right.
Or like,
Sorry.
Well,
I forgot to
you ruined it.
Pack it up.
Pack it up. Quit the podcast.
You
it's
guys are
over.
like, I'll just switch it in the audio settings.
But
But back to it. I mean, I can understand too. There's also like, since like I said, I went to private school.
Yeah.
They taught me stuff specifically to what affected like Christianity.
yeah.
So, but they didn't
They
teach
had
me
a focus, which
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
a problem.
right. Like I understand for that school, but like if I want to understand like why other things were a problem to them, like they didn't teach me about like the Abbasid Empire, like that huge Muslim empire that could have potentially taken over the world.
Oh wow.
Like they didn't never taught me about
I'm
that.
literally just now hearing about this.
So they never taught me about anything like that. Like
Yeah.
the old Muslim empires, the old like Hindu empires, because India was a huge thing back then too.
Yeah.
I didn't
I-
know.
I know very little about it. Yeah.
There's the Chinese warring states. There's the whole Mongol Empire. The only thing they taught me about the Mongol Empire was like, here are the Mongols. They showed up like at Poland's door one day. They got beat back. Mongol Empire. Like
Wait,
that's
Poland did that?
Yeah.
Poland.
all. Yeah, Poland's the doorstep to Europe. The Mongol Empire got there. They couldn't break through, and they got pushed back.
But it's
I
Poland.
guess we'll just go home.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a weird history. I mean, Poland used to be an empire, like a huge, like strong empire.
Really, I didn't
Remember
know.
the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth? You know anything about that?
I think I've heard of it.
So Poland and Lithuania used to be huge countries, and then they had a royal marriage, but like the marriage in Lithuania was like falling apart. Their power on the throne was falling apart. Poland took over and combined them to become the Commonwealth.
Do we just start a history podcast?
I mean, there's other things like there's the Winged Hussars from the Sabaton song. They-
I don't listen to a ton of Sabaton, so
There, you know, have you seen those horsemen with their really like big wings on them?
yes,
Those
I
are,
think I know. What
those
you're
are
talking
Polish horsemen called the Winged Hussars, and they would literally they were heavy horsemen, and they would just ride. They were some of the most feared horsemen at the time.
about. This is
Fended off
crazy.
the Ottomans,
Just because
saved
like,
Vienna.
like their armor's like a tank, and you just.
I mean, we can look it up later, but it was intimidating because they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
heavy armor
Yeah.
on heavy horses,
Yeah,
and
This
they
is
had
like,
these
where do I hit him, man?
and they had these big like golden wings on them,
that's cool.
and you would just have like 1,500 of them charging at you. It was like, well, what do I do?
Let me turn veer to the side.
I am turning this car around.
So I mean, like they never taught you a bunch of stuff. Like they'll always be like, these popes are bad. They didn't teach you about like the princes in the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
At least from like my school. Like I had to learn all this stuff through like video games and going on Wikipedia and looking up documentaries.
Yeah, so if you're ever telling your kids that video games are bad for them, keep this in mind. This is where Eric learned about history.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know anything about like the East Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, how exactly the Rome fell apart, other than German tribes were angry, kind of thing.
Yeah, I need to learn a lot more about that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is like huge
just-
side tangents.
Oh yeah, no, that's
We
fine.
said we were going on it. So that's cool.
So,
That's pretty cool.
I mean, history is interesting. If you're younger, get
Maybe not
into
as
get
much,
into
but-
history.
Yeah, it's
It's-
definitely worth knowing.
It's worth knowing. It might not seem cool, like these people grew silk and sold it. Ooh, they
Yeah.
got money, but there's a lot of like battles, tide changing in history and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah,
Some of the best stories come from history.
Oh yeah,
that's
True.
definitely true.
I mean that's how we got the Bismarck story.
So now on to Chase.
Yeah, it's fine.
Unless did you have anything else?
No,
Just as
I was pumped
as your
up about the
little piece?
Bismarck.
All right.
I could talk about it more, but we got limited time.
Okay.
We talked about that for like 10 minutes. It's
shut
a
up,
way
Eric.
all
Shut
over
up.
again. We brought it up.
But this is
You-
cooler.
It is way cooler.
On to you, Chase.
Objectively
Okay.
good.
So let's see. What's the show called? I gotta remember because I dropped it.
Oh boy.
No,
The show is called Sarah Zanmai. This is the
Let me see.
What?
1 second. There it is. Sarah Zanmai. This is the Kappa show that's airing this season.
Oh, that
Yeah.
show.
And I was watching it. I was like, this is kind of funny.
I thought you
and
said you were
weird.
dropping the season.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, I was
He's just
watching
dropping
it
it one by one, apparently.
yeah. I was watching this and I was like, hey, this is kind of funny, really weird, but kind of. And then
Mhm.
like it just kept getting weirder. And then episode 3 is like, I think I like him, and I was like, I'm dropping this immediately. I was like, I'm not going to watch another one of these.
I feel you. I feel you.
No, it's not happening.
You've had
Just-
a hot streak with those.
Yeah, and I hate it so much. I gotta. What is it? Purge them all.
Yeah, don't just drop, man. You just need to
Yeah.
delete from list.
Get it out of here. Anyway,
You want to forget about that one.
yeah, I would definitely not forget about, because I finished the 2014 version of Fairy Tale.
I feel
It's
you.
like season 2.
Nice.
It's 102 episodes. That's
Yeah.
what my week was, pretty much. There's one more thing, but I'll get back to it in a second.
I kept looking like every day. Like,
Just looking at the couple more.
I just check occasionally. I'd be like, "What's Chase up to?" It was like 10 more episodes of Fairy Tales. Like he's not doing anything else.
Wow.
It's Fairy Tale. This show is like, it's good.
I mean, so like, what would you rate it so far?
I rated it a 6. I rated both seasons
it's
I watched.
above
It's a 6.
average.
It's
Okay.
about average.
Just a bit above average. It's fine.
Keep in mind, I really wanted to give this show like an 8 or a 9 or even a 10, but it's a 6.
Okay.
And the reason it's a 6 is because, for starters, there is no stakes in Fairy Tale.
Oh,
If you are a character and you are hinted at being part of possibly joining the guild Fairy Tale,
Uh-huh.
you have plot armor to the nth degree.
Oh.
You are
That's-
not dying. You're not gonna like lose an arm or anything.
Uh-huh.
You're perfectly safe being. You might get beat up a lot, but you're gonna be perfectly fine in Fairy Tale no matter what.
Yeah, that's
Not to mention, the people they beat also have plot armor apparently too, because nobody dies in this entire show about fighting. That there's
Nobody like bad guys or anything.
bad guys rarely die. I think you could probably count on a hand how many people die.
Do like
after
civilians
200
die or side people die?
They don't show it. They don't show. Even people who start off dead at the beginning of the show come back to life. There's one person who's dead, and they've been stay dead. And
oh my gosh.
but it's like, oh my goodness, like there's no stakes in watching it. It's like, why am I watching this?
Mhm.
It could be so much better if like it actually got like rid of a character or two, because there's too many characters. They can't focus them all.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, and what else? The show also has. What was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say.
Plot. Does it have characters?
Yeah, it does have characters.
Setting.
What else was I gonna say? Man? Oh yeah, and no, I don't remember. Anyway,
It's
So
not-
close.
It's not that good of a show.
it's not.
Just say
It's
it's
not.
bad.
Say it's bad.
No.
Chase.
Just say
No,
it's bad.
I don't
James.
wanna.
So
I really wanted to like Fairy Tale.
So before you continue, does One Piece have issues like that as far
No,
as you
people
know?
die all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
Civilians
That's
inside
weird.
people die all the time. They threaten each other with guns.
Oh man.
Like one time when somebody pulls out a pistol and Luffy goes up to him and was like, "Are you going to use that to like? You don't use that to play with."
Yeah.
And then he just punches the dude.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Fairy Tail, it's like, I mean, people get beat up like all the time.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's
So
no.
is it like nothing's really? Is it like Dog Days or whatever, where everybody just kind of like doing stuff for fun?
You could say that. So they're the guild. They're the most powerful guild in their country or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's no point to the show. That's the other thing I was gonna say. There is zero point to
So
the
like,
show.
there's no end game.
Yeah, there's like so Natsu. His dad is a dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's one of the dragon slayers or something like
Okay.
that. It's shonen stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, his goal is to find his dad. And
Same.
yeah, when he finds him, his dad comes back for like 10 episodes and then he dies in the same fight he came back in. And so like you see him, his dad, this character who it's his like driving focus is to find his dad. His dad comes back and in the same fight he comes back in, he dies.
Oh, so what's the point after that?
I don't know. Apparently he needs to get stronger for some reason because people are stronger than him.
Huh. See, this is why SAO
Yeah.
is really good, because he just starts out strongest.
Yeah.
And he stays that way.
At the same time, they could do.
But he's got plot armor out the wazoo.
Yeah, he does,
They-
and I love it.
They could do something good with like the show, because it's like if they don't have a point for like
It
a
sounds
striving
like
if they don't have a striving goal, they could at least have like a war going on in the background.
It sounds like bad Hunter x Hunter.
It is. Yeah, it's a lot like Bad Hunter x Hunter.
Doesn't Hunter x Hunter not end?
It
It's always
doesn't
on
end,
hiatus.
but it's Hunter x Hunter is actually like good, and like
Yeah.
Okay.
everyone is stupid powerful in that. You don't know who's just gonna like kill someone.
Okay,
in the next
okay.
episode.
Yeah.
There's the Ant King, the Chimera Ant King guy comes back and he just like slaughters a town,
Yeah.
like in front of them, and it just absorbs their power.
But
Or
it's,
something
they're
like
like weird weapons too, because the main character in
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter uses a fishing pole,
What?
and then the other kid that joins him uses a skateboard.
that. So that's like what they kind of like at the start and stuff like that, but they just resort to punching things, and Skateboard Kid zap stuff because he's got electric powers.
I mean, they also give him all power ratings too. Like
Yeah.
the main character has like a B power rating, but he's like an S tier character because he's tactical.
So
Okay.
yeah, there's also a point where he kind of goes Escanor
Oh,
on
yeah,
things,
yeah.
and he becomes like an SC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like Karapika. This guy, he seems like he's like really like weak and stuff like that, but he's actually like a gang boss, and he like there's
Yeah.
these 13 like super powerful people. They're still in the show to the point where it goes on hiatus. He just kills one of them.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter's pretty good.
Hunter x Hunter's cool.
Okay.
Fairy Tail, I really wish it was, but it's not.
So it's like you want it to be good, but it's not good.
Yeah, because all the characters are kick punchery. They're
Okay.
all just like, oh, let's like just punch things until we win.
Right.
So are
Yeah.
you still going to watch this final season then?
I
or-
am, because the show randomly has points where it does like cool stuff. Like I was telling you guys with the time skipping.
Okay.
Like if you were invested with the characters, that could be really like cool. There's a
Yeah.
point right here where they finish this really tough battle,
Mm.
and what's it called? The leader guy just spans the guild, and he's just like they'll have to basically make their own new packs now and stuff. So they all split up for like a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and they're all like training pretty much. So they're all becoming stronger at their own points.
Huh.
Natsu comes back and like he can basically just like flex, and like an entire arena just starts to melt around him.
I like time skips.
Yeah.
Time skips are nice.
Time skips are good because like they help people grow, and they don't show you all the little details along the
Yeah.
way.
Because I know there's a time skip in One Piece.
That's
I
one of the
really-
reasons why SAO is so good. The time skips.
Yeah, they don't.
That's one reason why Major's really good too. Is all the time skips.
Time skips.
It's like one a season, right?
I mean, there's a lot of time skips because
yeah,
Time skips.
because he's older
equal
each season. Right?
Good.
yeah, because Major starts out when he's playing in Little League.
Yeah, and then
and
he's
Major
like an
ends
adult
when he's
by then.
playing in the Major Leagues.
And then Major
dang.
second starts with
Like,
his
he's
There's a
son.
time skip in there.
He's
Then-
literally married and
Yeah.
has 2 kids at the end of Major.
And Major second starts
And that's
with
one
without his
season.
kid.
No, that's over the course of 6 seasons in a movie.
Okay.
But then Major second starts with his
Yeah.
youngest son. Yeah.
Is that
Doing the same thing.
No,
Oh.
his son's actually a catcher, and his best friend that was his catcher in the major leagues and growing up with him in high school, his son is a pitcher.
Is this mix? Is this?
So they just switch roles.
Yeah, I haven't seen Major second, so
It kind of sounds like the same thing, but
I think it's
Slightly
pretty. I think it's
different.
pretty good.
I mean, I haven't watched Major second. I want to watch because it is Major, but
Yeah.
I was turned off by the fact that Goro's son Daigo was a catcher and not a pitcher.
That's something different.
It's different.
It's a
it seems
boar
very.
toe.
It seems very
Wow.
boring though.
How positionist of you.
Right, but it's just whenever you think baseball, you think the main character has to be the ace.
Yeah, has to be.
He's there to be the
a
ace,
pitcher.
but all of a sudden, the main character
or shortstop.
is now the
I always
side.
like shortstop.
The main character is now the side position of the catcher.
Ichiban.
So
Yeah, that is weird.
so
So in the middle of watching all the fairy tale and being disappointed, I decided to get caught up
Drop
on
it.
another show called Black Clover.
cool, and that's BakaTaka episode.
Black Clover
Alright.
is super.
Is it still
Awesome.
just Asta yelling?
I mean, he's always like yelling, and so just like Luffy's always. It's Black Clover is everything I wish fairy tale was.
Right.
And
Have they cut down on the yelling yet, or is the yelling
We just-
pretty
yeah,
much the
yeah,
same?
they cut it down a lot on the yelling
Okay.
because he's like, oh, I got swords now. I don't have to like
Yell at
yell
things,
my
I
way
can
through
just
things. I can like
hit
cut
them.
my way through things.
Well, you got to get through like 20 episodes of yelling.
Yeah.
That's
What's
a lot
your
of
point?
yelling.
What's your point? I just went through 275 episodes of fairy tale to get to the.
I don't know why.
I mean, to be fair, 20 episodes of yelling. I made it through World Trigger, so if I can watch
Yeah.
what 50, how long did that end up being?
Black Clover.
No, World Trigger.
Oh, World Trigger. World Trigger went
70?
to 70, I think.
If I can make it through 70 episodes of PowerPoint slides, I should be able to make it through 20 episodes of
I
screeching.
mean, I could probably make. I made it through 25 episodes of Bleach.
I only made it through 3, but that's all I watched at the beginning.
I don't even know why I dropped Bleach. I was just kind of watching it to watch it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I think it was that epiphany moment. I was like, why am I watching
Why
this?
am I doing this to myself?
Because from what I heard,
I
Bleach
quit.
is like one of the worst of the main
Yeah,
big three.
It's the
because
worst of the big three.
Like,
Man.
Because it's One Piece, Naruto, and then Bleach.
yeah, Naruto ended.
But Bleach was always like in contention with all the other big shows coming. Like there was Toriko, there was
Yeah.
like Hunter x Hunter. A bunch of the other shonens were like contending with Bleach to take that third spot.
Man.
All right. Well, everyone, you spent
But
another.
that's it? That's all you've been
It's-
watching? You done?
Yeah, that's all I've been watching.
You want to touch on anything else?
Like, is there literally nothing else? Wow.
I mean, I watched the 2 episodes of Mix we watched.
Oh,
last
we don't
time.
need to talk about that.
well, it's
Eric
almost,
loves Mix.
you know what I love? Not the Bismarck. You know what I love? We watched the Godzilla movie.
Oh,
Oh, that's
We can spend a
right.
few minutes on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw it up.
If
there.
you
We got time.
if you've been watching all, I guess, the Godzilla universe.
I
going
think
on
they
now.
call it the MonsterVerse.
Okay, the
I think
MonsterVerse,
is what they call it.
which is now Skull Island, the first Godzilla movie, and this Godzilla
Yeah,
movie,
Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which just came out,
Yeah.
and
and Skull Island.
Kong
Skull Island, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've watched all those, if you're into monster movies and the old Godzilla stuff, it's good. It's really good.
It's really good.
Once you get past off, the pretty bad acting and some of the not so real physics of like bombs exploding in front of characters and them living.
Yeah.
Once you get past that,
Dude, it's
and-
just like a push.
yeah,
That's
well,
how
I mean,
bombs work.
Yeah. Naturally.
a literal
push.
missile exploded in front of the dude and he was thrown into a crate and then he just got up. He was like, "What?"
Yes, it's
Just a little
push.
nuke never hurt nobody.
It's just a little push.
I mean, once you get past those, it is really they introduced so many monsters in the movie. Like we knew Mothra was coming, we knew
Yeah.
Ghidorah was coming,
Yep.
and we obviously knew Godzilla.
And,
But they brought in like the Megalodon. They showed King Kong. They showed Rodin. I mean, Rodin was in there.
Yep.
They had the monster from the 2014.
yeah.
They had the weird brain spider thing.
Yeah, that thing was weird.
Like,
I'm not
they've-
sure what that is.
They brought in so many monsters. It was really good.
They did a lot. So they used
Mm-hmm.
this movie. I'm not actually sure how long it is, but it felt fairly long.
It's
It was
like 2 hours and 15 minutes, something like that. Or
Is
like
it
12
really only-
minutes. Or
It's a
something
pretty
like
long movie.
that. Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that.
And, I mean, we got there. It
It-
started at a little bit after 7.
Yeah.
And then it ended at about 9, 10, 9:20.
Okay, yeah, you're right. The movie was very well paced.
Yeah.
One thing that got me, I loved the sound design.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
honestly, every sound, specifically like the monster sounds, when they did their yelling, whatever you want to call
Their
it.
battle cry.
Yeah.
When Godzilla
It's
and
like, "I'm
all the
Godzilla."
other Titans are doing their battle cries,
Yeah.
oh, you feel it.
Yeah.
Shaking
It's
in the room.
it's very, very good.
I felt it in the trailer when I watched that
Yeah.
Endgame.
I mean,
that was the first time I saw the trailer too.
Yeah.
I mean, to like to go
this-
full circle about how we were talking about games earlier, like doing reboots. Like it's just with the technology we have now. It's just this is what they can do.
Yeah.
Like these fights
Yes.
feel.
We don't
like,
need someone in a suit.
yeah.
knocking
I mean,
you
these
down.
fights feel vicious. Like it's not like claymation anymore. Like it's
Yeah.
you legitimately
Not
feel
a dude hopping around
Yeah.
monster suit.
yeah, like there's these just huge monsters fighting, and they're like, well, this is what we can do now.
Well, I think it's even beyond that. I think just one of the things that they've done really well here is it was a coherent story. Everything they did, aside from minor stuff,
Yeah.
like there were minor things where you're just like, what?
hmm
Obviously that happens, but that happens in anything. Overall,
Yeah.
the movie made sense.
Mhm.
And I don't know how many monster movies you can find other than the 3 MonsterVerse movies now,
Yeah.
including this one, that you can just look at and be like, this movie, just the plot made sense. They operated within the bounds that they
Yeah.
set,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Like everything else, it feels like they're breaking some kind of rule that they put in place for the movie.
Yeah.
This hasn't done that yet for me.
Well, I mean,
I'm
also-
looking forward to more.
That I think, once again, technology's gone up. We
Yes.
can actually like explain a lot of this stuff. How it could actually like how things in the Marvel universe get explained. Like we could theoretically do this. So I
Yeah.
guess like in the MonsterVerse, we're like this theoretically could go down like this.
That is true
Yeah.
because I mean, just imagine if it was the 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
without the technology we have today.
Yeah.
If you saw, like you said, in the 40s or 50s, if they had Iron Man fly onto the screen and his suit is just like micro
Yeah.
thing,
And-
just like almost like it's an organic metal.
And like
And, like, it
screens
is
are
in
projecting
Endgame.
up and stuff like that. And they'd be like,
How would they wouldn't have a way to even make
Yeah.
it sound. They wouldn't even have the technical jargon that they could just spew out.
Yeah.
That means literally nothing to make it sound like it's
Yeah.
an actual thing.
But now it's to the
That's
point
really
like
cool.
where they can just throw out buzzwords and like real physics and stuff and be like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely aids
Yeah.
films now.
So it's just I mean the movie is extremely good.
It was
Like,
I walked away from that movie very happy. Honestly, I think I might have enjoyed it more than Endgame.
Mhm.
Like Endgame was
Which was-
really good, and Endgame was, I think, a very, very good wrap up to the
Yeah.
11 years of building up that Marvel has done.
Yeah.
But like just in sheer term of how much I enjoyed just watching this movie and just watching everything just unfold on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's just they,
really liked it.
they used a lot of classic shots and stuff like that. that they used in the old
Yes.
movies. Like so when Ghidorah bit into the electric generator,
Mhm.
and then you see him do the pose where he shoots the lightning out.
Yeah,
That's a classic Ghidorah pose.
good. Oh,
Mothra diving in, that's another classic thing. There's obviously all the Godzilla ones, screaming,
it
shooting.
seemed
the
like there was a
ray.
lot of throwback to the
Yeah.
older
'Cause
movies and stuff.
the director even said something along the lines like this movie is super important to him because there's a lot of throwbacks and a lot of homages to the old Godzilla fans.
It was very well done. I felt like all the characters, I didn't feel like there was anyone there who didn't need to be. They made every character that they introduced as a
Yeah.
character who was doing things, they made sure that they were actually doing things.
So they
you
can
know?
focus more on the monsters.
except for that British lady. She
Uh,
wasn't needed, and they're just like whatever.
Oh, were you talking about the one that gets
Yeah. She was probably entirely not needed at all.
So I agree. I think the only reason they put her there is just so that you have someone die.
Right.
Because
But
other
it's
than
just
that,
like-
none of the
but it's
characters,
just
none of like the named characters who actually participate in the movie
Yeah.
really suffer any consequences.
Yeah. It's just like,
Other than
so like Sarazawa, like you see the screen where like she says deceased and Sarazawa looks a little sad. But it's just like that's the only like bit of sadness.
I
There's like
think-
no character. It doesn't bring character development to anybody else.
yeah, I think that was pretty much just there to say,
Like
oh
shock
look,
factor.
all this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
There are actual consequences, just not to the characters that matter.
Yeah.
I think that was their way
That
of
was
doing
probably
that.
just a little shock factor. I
Yeah.
guess. You
So
know,
other than that character, though, I
Yeah.
think all the other ones were
Yeah.
good.
it was pretty good. The fact that Tywin Lannister was the eco-terrorist,
Mhm.
that was cool. They had some decent big names. Like the girl, the Stranger Things girl.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
And Ken Watanabe. The one guy, the dude who always was tracking Godzilla.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
I've seen him too.
He plays Andy Samberg's is it Sandberg or Sandberg?
Sandberg.
He plays his dad in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
And he's just a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's been in other movies and things, and he's funny.
At first, he felt a little out of place.
Yeah.
But then
He grows on you.
Yeah.
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 It's like, at first he's just like, why are you here? You're a little annoying, but he keeps popping up. He's not just a one-off character, and it's just like, I enjoy that you're here and kind of bring a little comic.
If he wasn't like
stuff to it.
If he was just a side character or just like a whatever that disappeared, it would have been annoying.
Yeah.
But now that he's like there and I guess going to be reoccurring,
yeah,
I can get behind him.
Exactly.
But I mean, Godzilla, great movie. If you're into the MonsterVerse, get into it. Like, keep watching.
I got a question.
So, highly recommend it.
Did they have the one dinosaur from Jurassic World in it?
A T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex.
No, the one dinosaur.
The one that can camouflage.
I think my thing stopped recording.
Yeah. Your disc is full.
There we go.
Well, rest in peace.
Well, now that is yours still recording?
Yeah, mine should be recording.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys all good?
Yeah. I mean, what about the dinosaur?
Oh no, the one that they created. You remember?
Oh, Indominus Rex.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, those things.
I mean,
did it show up in it?
No, mostly because these are Titans, and that one's just like
a dinosaur.
That one's like a regular lizard, essentially, to these things.
Yeah.
It's like just a normal lizard.
I get it.
Godzilla is essentially a walking nuclear bomb.
I also think that was another point I kind of wanted to make. I think they did a really good job setting up what I'll call power levels of these monsters. I think they did a very good job of setting that up and putting that in terms of where humans are on the scale.
Yeah.
They made that really... They made it seem realistic.
I mean, there was a line from the trailer, and what Sarah Zella says in the movie is like, oh, are we going to make it their pet? He was like, no, we're going to be its pet. Essentially, yeah. It's a very well done movie. I highly recommend it. If I had to give it like a AF rank, I'd probably put it like a solid A-. I'd give it B+.
Yeah.
It's got some issues, but it's good.
Yeah. I was a fan.
Yeah. Humans learning their place.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, you listened and wasted another precious hour listening to the world's greatest, strongest, most powerful anime podcast out there.
It was a wee podcast.
Yeah, it was weeby enough. Anyway, if you don't agree with us, tell us in the comments below.
No one's gonna put anything in the comments.
Smash that like button.
Hit subscribe. Ring the bell.
And don't forget to spread the news of Godzilla coming to a theater near you.
It's in theaters.
It's probably already there.
It's in theaters. Anyway, that's been it. Get out of here. Bye.
It's pretty wide release.
Latest.
Yeah, peace.
That's not as good as Homemade Kazaku.
Which one?
That opening?
Oh, yeah,
OP2 is better.
Oh, yeah, Shonen...
yeah, Shonen Heart?
Yeah, Shonen Heart.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is only just by flow, so it's like, you gotta feel it. But yeah, Shonen Heart's a lot better.
Look up, I don't know, search Owl City TikTok.
I don't want to.
there's a version of Fireflies out there where they just took the "you wouldn't believe your eyes" and they made that every lyric. It's like, you would not believe your eyes, you would not believe your eyes, you would not believe your eyes. It's amazing. It's like the most fun. It's like the funniest thing ever. Because it's just like,
because you expect it to go on.
Yeah, it's like the no, and it just keeps going on. It's like that, but better.